At the outset, it is my pleasure to extend the hospitality of the city to our visitors from Italy, and they include the mayors of Turin, Alba, Barolo, and Bra, and the president of the region of La Guerra. Buongiorno to all. New York has much in common with the great cities of Italy. Striking art and architecture, including the landmark facade of this historic toy building. Flair in fashion and design, which has long been a hallmark of the Flatiron district that we're in today. And also, most importantly, a passion for good food. And today, that love affair is about to become even more intense with the opening of Eataly, New York. A very clever play on a word. A one-stop market for the finest in fish and fowl, meat and cheese, bread and wine, appetizers and dessert, all with an Italian flavor. And even though they'll also feature fresh local products, I'm confident to say that Eataly will become a must-visit destination for food aficionados from far and wide. And I'm pleased that Archbishop Dolan, Madison Square Park Conservancy President Debbie Landau, and Jennifer Brown, the Executive Director of the Flatiron 23rd Street Partnership, have joined us to celebrate Eataly's opening. And I'll leave it to the owners to describe all Eataly has to offer. But before they do, let me just say something about how our administration helped them get to today's ribbon cutting, because I think it really is important for this city. If you remember, or if you've ever personally experienced it, opening a restaurant or a food market in this city is a very complicated process. And those complications are writ large at Eataly, New York, where there are 7 full-service restaurants, a bakery, a cafe, a fish market, and other food venues all under one roof. And to get ready for this opening day, Eataly had to make sure each component complied with fire, building, and health codes, and with regulations enforced by other city agencies. And that's why in the State of the City address on January 1st, I announced that we were establishing a business acceleration team to help new restaurants clear the city's regulatory hurdles. And so far this year, I'm happy to say they've assisted some 140 new restaurants in all 5 boroughs in doing exactly that. And Eataly has been by far their largest and most complex project. And we estimate that the work they did, expediting city inspections and approvals, cut 15 weeks off the time Eataly needed to open its doors. And if there ever was a case of time is money, this is it. If you think about it, 15 weeks from today, we'll be in the middle of December, and if Eataly's opening had been delayed until then, it would have meant untold thousands of dollars in lost sales, especially during the busy Thanksgiving and winter holiday shopping period. Instead, it's open for business now. And that's good news for everyone here and also for our city's economy. And we have a lot more to do, but we said we're going to fix this problem and ameliorate the pain to the extent humanly possible, and I think we are well on our ways to doing that. And let me give you some more good news. Eataly itself is creating more than 300 new full-time jobs for New Yorkers. Just think about that. When we need employment in this city, Eataly's going to and it's because of this restaurant, store, and many others that I'm happy to say for, I think it's 7 months in a row, unemployment in New York City has declined every single month. And while we still have an unemployment rate much too high, it is lower than the average in America. So we must be doing something. Also know that our NYC Business Solutions recruitment team was instrumental in helping to fill these jobs. They took the lead in screening job applicants, and those who Eataly hired have had weeks of intensive training and are now starting new careers in one of the strongest sectors of New York's economy, the food and hospitality think that really exemplifies the approach that Rob Walsh and his team at the Department of Small Business Services take. Identifying industries and businesses where demand for workers is strong and help preparing New Yorkers for those jobs. And that approach is why last year, despite the national recession, Small Business Services placed a record 25,000 plus New Yorkers in new jobs, and this year we expect them to do even better. In fact, right now, they're on course to make more than 30,000 job placements during the year 2010. And this is in the middle of a national and international downturn. If they can do it in this market, can you imagine what they'll do as the economy improves? And that's going to help the employment picture in our city continue to brighten. And as the New York Times reported today, the national recession has not been as intense as in other parts of the U.S., and our recovery has been stronger. Still, we all acknowledge that far too many New Yorkers are struggling economically, and we are committed to helping them find jobs. And it's not just talking about creating jobs or creating eco-friendly jobs, green jobs. I'm not sure what some of those things mean. What I know a job is something that you have the skill set to get the job, and it's a job that pays you so that you can live a good life and share the great American dream, and that's what we're committed to doing in New York City. Our effort to breakfast today really does, I think, explain why the borough's why the 5 boroughs' unemployment rate has come down. And so far, the pace of job growth in our city has been triple the rate in the nation as a whole. Food service is a big part of that recovery, and so are businesses that serve the record 47.5 million tourists we're expecting in our city this year. Just think about that. 47.5 million tourists, and we are on course to meet our objective, which we put up many years ago, and everybody laughed at us. 15 million tourist visitors in the year 2012, and we're on course to do it. And inviting public spaces like Madison Square, exciting neighborhoods like the Flatiron District, and attracting businesses like Eataly are magnets for tourists. People read about restaurants like this, read about parks like we have here, in areas that we are in right now, around the world and around the country. And they make their decisions on where to come and spend their monies, and that's our economy. In fact, world-renowned chef Mario Batali, one of the partners in Eataly, New York, was featured in our Just Ask the Locals marketing campaign to introduce New York visitors to attractions they might otherwise miss, like this one. And Mario, there you are. I want to thank you and your partners for making this $20 million investment in our city's future and for doing such a beautiful job of reusing the ground floor of this historic building. And I also want to thank you for your strong support of the NYC Gardens Initiative, which is helping children in our city learn about where food comes from and improving their nutrition. So having said nothing but nice things about you, you can now speak. For a long time.